Welcome to Southern Sisterhood Podcast
with Brandi
and Jerica.
Ooh, that was a good one, sissy.
We're professionals.
Okay, so we're back at my house for episode 6, right? Episode 6. Kind of crazy. This has been fun, though.
They see me rolling.
Yeah, this has been a lot of fun for us. Do you listen to our podcast, like whenever they get, completed and finalized and released and all that?
Yes, of course. I am our biggest fan.
Well, no, because I'm our biggest fan. Well, actually, probably our kids. Well, Brennan won't listen, he says, but Riley's the biggest fan, probably because she's our podcast manager.
And she's doing an excellent job.
She is. I mean, sometimes she's just sweet as sugar, and then other times it's like she's just a boss.
She cracks the whip.
Damn. I'm like, shit, you're my kid, and you're acting like you're my boss. Yeah.
I'm a better boss than the real boss.
Hope that didn't make it to the podcast. Anyway, yes, she's doing a great job. But and we have lots of biggest fans. We probably have a list of at least 10, right? I mean, family. But okay, so
Haley.
Well, yeah, of course, Haley. Oh, that reminds me. She told me that
Granny's a fan.
Is she?
Yes.
I haven't talked to her since she listened to the first one. Okay, so I need to say something though about Haley because she texted me and said, I don't work at an orthodontist office. I work at a dentist office. And I told her, I said, after I listened back to the podcast where I said she works at an orthodontist office, I was like, I think that's not right. So it's funny that she called me out, but she felt it was very important that I update our fans that she works at a dental office. She also thinks that insurance is a scam. So she disagrees with me on getting dental insurance. She says that you should get some sort of dental plan with the dentist, which I didn't even know that they did that. But I guess you pay a certain amount per month, and then when you need treatment, you go get it. I don't know how it works
we
exactly.
We need to look more into that.
Well, I've never heard of that in Louisiana. I could be wrong, but here in Baton Rouge, never heard of that. Didn't hear about it in Indianapolis when I lived there either. But
that's been 1,000 years ago.
It has been a long time ago. So I'm just saying that's what she says. So if you're local and local somewhere that they have some sort of dental plan directly through your dentist, maybe you can look into that because I can't give advice on that. I only know about dental insurance, and I still think that it's a good idea. So yes, I was required to update on that. So
good job.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, biggest fans. We have a lot of biggest fans. We've had a lot of family support, so that's been nice. Yeah, and friends. Yeah. But so I've listened to all of them, but I think I have like 5 or 6 minutes left on episode 4, I guess it is, because it was released this week, and I keep getting like interrupted, and so then I feel like I've heard it multiple times. Sometimes the episodes sound better to me than others. Like they sound more clear. So the episode 4, for some reason, seemed to have like a little bit of like scratchiness, or I don't want to say feedback. It wasn't like that. It just wasn't as clear. So I was talking to the podcast manager, AKA Riley, and I told her we might need to get different microphones so that they're like right at our face, almost like a headset, but where it noise canceling and stuff like that. So just bear with us as we learn all this technology related to podcasts. Because remember, we're doing this for fun and for my kitchen renovation, but which isn't even on the 2026 resolutions, if anybody noticed that. So we need to work on that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Jerica is actually washing some comforters at my house right now, and she's having to walk outside. And being that she just had a foot injury walking outside, you don't want that to happen to her anymore, right? So, like, share, follow, sign up. Feels like such a salesy thing to say, but anyway, lots of family and friends have supported us and listened and given us feedback, and that's been a lot of fun too. But It is good to get together because we are seeing each other more often. I love that.
Me too.
Yeah. Yeah. And we always laugh a lot more together. So
We
it's good for
do.
my soul. It's good for my soul.
Yeah.
I mean, especially when you don't have to rest your soul because then you're awake and we're.
Oh,
I understand why you have to rest your soul, but I'm just saying when you're awake with me, it's way more better. Although last night when you got in town, I was sleeping. I was worn out.
you were resting your soul according to the text message.
Yes, I
that you
was.
sent.
I was. Because it just is such a cute little saying that you do. You have a lot of those though. But anyway, I've been sick this week. It started on Sunday, and that's kind of where this all came from. And so I was kind of lacking sleep. So the Home Depot, I was on Sunday, my my ex-husband who's working on Riley's house asked me to go to Home Depot and get another bag of, I don't know, mortar, tile, something for the tile, and also asked me to get some quarter round. Did you know that there's 2 different sizes of quarter round? At least that's what I learned on this trip.
Mm.
Yeah, why would you need that? I don't really know. There's also like this plasticky, like a quarter round. I know. I'm assuming there's a use for it. I don't really know what it is, but so once I found or thought that I found the one that was the appropriate size, because there's a fairly small difference. But do you know these things come in 16-foot sections?
Oh, yeah.
So nobody has vehicles that just drive everyday cars that could put a freaking 16-foot long piece of.
You needed meat to hang out the sunroof and hold them on to the top of the vehicle.
Oh, damn, I didn't think about that, but that probably would have been a good idea. Although these things are pretty flimsy. So I'm just trying to get them out.
We'd have to strap them on to a longer, more solid piece.
Drop one.
So you're trying to get them out.
So yes, I'm trying to get them out of their
containers, holsters.
Yes, at the Home Depot. And, you know, they're so tall. And I'm looking up and it's like, why do they have these pieces of wood locked up? Well, then I realized it's so that nothing falls over on you. But at the same time, I think I broke 2 pieces. Yeah, because they just, as you're trying to pull them out, they're so long.
Well, those are the ones you should have bought so they'd fit in the car.
Yeah, I did buy one of them. Because, yeah, I didn't break all of them. Like other people had broken some. And so as I start to pull them, then I see. But it was hard digging through all that wood, and people put things back where it's not supposed to go. Okay, so
So
anyway.
hold on. Did somebody come to help you?
No, not to get the.
So you were digging in a locked box.
No, they're not locked box. It's like this, I don't know, thing that's like 10 or 11 feet up in the air. And it looked like it had locks on it to me, but it's more like a wire, like a really thick cable that, you know, holds them all in there so that they don't fall over, even though they're leaning inwards.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they don't lean towards you, but I guess
So at
an
any
earthquake
point
it
in
could fall
time,
over on you. I don't know.
did you think you might need to call somebody for assistance?
Well, there was nobody around, or I probably would have. And it's not like they were heavy pieces of wood. But yeah, after I broke the second one, I did start to get a little bit pissed off, and I wasn't feeling good. Wasn't feeling good. So anyway, I think I was there at 11:45. Okay, so I go and I check out, and I'm in the professional wood section, you know, where the contractor people are supposed to go on a Sunday. And I said, I need these cut into 8-foot sections so I can get them in my car. Well, the guy who knows how to cut doesn't come in until noon, but we'll give you 20% off because you're going to have to wait. I was like, okay. I said, I'm going to go, I'm going to put my cart right here. When he gets in, just tell him I'm waiting outside and bring it out to the car. I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And I go back in. At this point, it's probably like 30 minutes have gone by between the time I checked out and the time I've been sitting and waiting in the car. And the little girl that I had talked to, it's not her, it's a dude. And my cart is in the same place that it was. And I'm like, is he cutting the wood? And every minute that goes by, I'm getting more pissed and to quote you, homicidal. And I'm feeling worse as the time is going on. So I just want to get the hell out of there. I don't want to talk to anybody. I'm going to be ugly is what's going to go down. Like they need to get my damn wood in the car so I can roll on out of there.
So you're about to release Brandelica on them.
Yes, I almost did. I mean, it took a lot of self-control. So the guy says, yes, he just got here. I'm like, great. So he was 15 minutes late, I guess. Even though my cart is still in the same location. So I'm thinking, where in the hell is the dude? Like, where is he? So I go back in, get back in my car. I wait another 15 or 20 minutes, still not freaking out there. I go back in. The guy at the cash register is talking to some dude. And I think he was afraid to look at me. But I'm like, the wood is still sitting there. What is going on? And he says, well, this is who you need to talk to. I'm like, who are you? Like, what is happening? Oh, you need this wood cut? He starts to tell me how I could cut it myself. I'm like, listen here. Listen here. I don't feel good. And I've been waiting on you to cut this piece of wood for some time now. So I just want you to cut the wood and put it in the car so I can go. Oh, okay. You know, he tells me, yes, ma'am. I'm thinking, I'm coming to Home Depot. And yes, some people know how to use saws and tools and whatever. It's not me. It's not me. And I sure as hell in the middle of checking out on a Sunday, it's not the time to be teaching me. I'm not interested. Not interested. I got shit to do. I said, I was sent here by my ex-husband. I don't freaking want to even be here. So can you cut the wood? Yeah, it's like sometimes people just make the situation worse. They can't read the freaking room. Like, not the time. Oh, like to educate me like I'm some dumbass who don't know how to
Just
cut the
tell
wood.
him, oh,
Yeah, I came so close to breaking the fuckers in half and putting them in the car because I was that pissed. I can cut the fucking wood. I'll just cut it in half right here in front of both of your little dumbasses. So it was not a good moment, but I did restrain myself from breaking them in half right there in front of them. And I only knew that I could do it because I took in a few pieces, right? So I go back and I get in the, because I'm like, I'm waiting in the car. I'm ready to leave. So I go back another 15 minutes. I swear this was the most ridiculous. Sometimes you just want to walk in and talk to these people and be like, what is the failure here? What the hell has gone down? Because this is not supposed to be
so
like
what
this.
time is it now?
I was there for a total of at least an hour. It might have been an hour and 15 minutes. I mean, I should have just broken the fucking wood and left. That's what I should have. And then told Michael, dude, I just didn't have anybody to cut the wood, or I didn't feel like waiting on anybody, or whatever. And the funny thing is, if he ever hears this, he told me there's a saw there. You can cut it yourself before I even went to Home Depot. And I'm thinking, of all the years we were married, you never fucking taught me how to use a saw then. So now you want to try to tell me to use a saw as I'm walking into the Home Depot. And he knew I wasn't feeling well. So I said, well, what would you do? He's like, I mean, I'd cut the wood. Of course you would, because you know how to use the saw, whatever the freaking saw that's there. Yeah, but I should have just broken the damn wood. That would have saved me a whole lot of headache. But yeah, so he comes out, he brings it, and I count it, and I'm like, so I've got the one broken one that's probably like 10 feet long, and they charge you by the linear foot. So he puts that in there, and then there's 4 other pieces, 4 8-foot pieces. So I'm counting, and I'm like, I bought 4 16-foot pieces. So if you break those in half, there's 8.
Right.
plus the additional broken one, which I kind of just bought because I had had enough of trying to dig in there through those. So I should have 9 pieces of wood, and I don't. I have 5. So the little guy who had brought it to me was not the same one who supposedly cut the wood. I'm like, this is not all the wood. Where's the rest of the wood? I don't know. I'm gonna have to go talk to him. I'm like, this is not happening. I mean, really, again, you want to talk about things that make people homicidal? Shit. And by this point, there's now 3 dudes plus another male cashier that was involved in the beginning and a female. So 5 people are now involved in this thing besides me. 5 Home Depot employees. And it is a complete cluster, is what it is. So a few minutes go by and he's not back. So I get out of the car again and I go in and I'm looking for either one of the dudes, the one who loaded it or the one who supposedly cut it, who was such a saw genius that they had to wait on. And I don't see him, but at some point he rounds the corner with the wood. And I'm thinking, did you just put that wood back in its spot where I bought it from? Like, what did he do with these other 8-foot sections? Like, did he not know I was going to miss them? I don't know. Anyway, needless to say, it was not a good experience. And all of their people that were involved in that should be thankful that I didn't feel good that day because their boss would have heard a lengthy story about how that was an epic fail. Don't fucking teach me how to use a saw on a Sunday when I'm at the checkout counter. You fucking people go learn how to use the saw. You work here.
Well,
I came here to get the wood, and where you're supposed to be knowledgeable on those things. You learn to cut it. Don't talk to me about cutting it.
so that was definitely a cluck, and I'm sorry that you experienced it, but it makes for great storytelling later. Yeah, that was so funny. In fact, we're gonna have to take a pee break real fast.
Okay. So needless to say, I was ready to get the hell out of Dodge, and I was happy to be pulling out of the Home Depot parking lot with all of my 9 pieces of wood and the tile crap that I had to get. Do you know how much those things weigh? A lot, like 50 pounds. And yeah, I was so royally pissed. I walked across the store with it. Not good on my back, must I say. But anyway,
Thank God it's your brick house.
yes,
She's a brick
I seem to get
house.
extra
She's
energy.
mighty, just letting it all hang out.
I seem to get a little extra strength whenever I get pissed. It comes from a very deep, deep, deep location.
Yeah, isn't
Gets
it
pulled out.
great?
Like,
Mhm.
I mean, adrenaline, man.
Yeah, adrenaline. That is some good shit.
hmm
I would like some more. Put it on the menu and give me extra.
Little bonus plan.
So I just was reading or listening about the Minnesota fraud child daycare centers. This is billions and billions of dollars for fake daycare centers that is getting funded through taxpayers. If it's going on in Minnesota, it's going on everywhere, but this has been going on for years. And an independent journalist, Nick Shirley, is the one who did all of the investigations and he uncovered it. And I'm just thinking, how could this have gone on for so long at such great expense? And no one, the government has so many employees, like, who's not doing their job?
Okay.
Anyway, applause to Nick Shirley for his great reporting and all the work that he put in to uncovering this fraud, because that money was supposed to be used to help children, and clearly it hasn't.
So tell me what I didn't even know that they had a thing as independent daycare centers that the state pays for.
Yeah,
Like, what is that?
they sign up and they get all kinds of grants. $1.2 million here, $3.5 million there, and there's no
I couldn't even
children.
get a
The
kitchen
doors are
reservation.
locked. Telling you, it's upsetting. So anyway, it's disgusting what some people do to pad their pockets.
Is this something you and I could do? Say we're a daycare and get some tax
So many
dollars?
people are saying that now. Yeah. People are
I don't
quitting their
understand.
jobs as doctors, nurses, lawyers, and
Are you
they're
making that
going
part up,
and
or
they're
Nick said
going
that? Nick Shirley.
and they're going to daycare their nieces and nephews.
Oh,
It's
like a
much more
family.
lucrative.
Oh, like a family daycare.
Yeah, but
I'm
you
gonna
can
stay
take your
home and keep my
neighborhood
kids.
kids.
No, I don't want to take in anybody else's kids.
But the thing is, it could just be a bunch of baby dolls, not real children.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't know how these kind of things happen. Yeah, that's upsetting.
And so many people that participate in it.
Hmm.
It's just
It's
mind boggling.
well, criminals are very creative. You know this.
Oh, yeah. They're out there scamming and scheming. Okay, so
But they always get caught. It might take a minute. They always get caught, but
just wanted to give Nick Shirley a shout out and look him up on TikTok if you're interested in finding out more about it.
look, we don't need to be telling people to go look at other people's TikToks unless Nick Shirley's following our podcast. That's what needs to happen. Nick Shirley, our people aren't going to follow you until you follow our podcast.
My bad. Please forgive me.
I do really like independent journalists, though. I like journalists. I like journalism that is actual news. Give me the facts. Tell me what has happened. Don't put your spin on it.
Oh, he brought it.
Yeah. I haven't read this particular article, but so I hadn't heard about this. But God, there's so much in the news, it's hard to keep up. And most of the time, it's not fun stuff. So,
It's my turn to make a PSA,
mhm.
and that is kids, adults. If you're going to smoke weed,
Oh,
grow your own. Do something, because I have a patient recently that got a hold of some of the synthetic marijuana, and he is like a vegetable. He's a walkie talkie, which means he can walk, well, barely talk. You ask him his name, he has no idea. Ask him when he was born, he says never. Or when's his birthday? Never. He can't figure out how to unwrap plastic utensils to eat with. Um, Walks into his room, pees all over the floor.
uh-oh.
His memory is shot. It's just so scary. I mean, this dude is going to have to go into some kind of long-term care facility.
Yeah.
He's a zombie-like state. So
That's hard for his family, I'm sure,
it's very
see.
sad to witness. It is so sad. And you just hope with each passing day that there's going to be some kind of improvement, but I'm not seeing it. And this is not the first time that I've seen it. And it's just haunting.
Okay. So your advice is to grow your own weed.
My advice is don't smoke synthetic marijuana. The chemicals that they put in there will fry all of your connectors to your brain, and they can't just hop back over and rejoin one another when your party's over. You're just permanently fried, and it's something that I don't want anyone to ever have to witness. I've seen enough, and I'm just putting it out there. If you're going to light up, be sure you know where your source is coming from.
Hmm. That probably should be a general rule of thumb, not that you should make your own, illegal drugs, but the stuff that's out on the streets that's being sold, and it's like they put these household chemicals in them, and I don't really understand, why does that need to be added?
I don't understand it either.
It just seems like it's like somebody, like when we were kids and we would like try to make poison for the ant hills. We would just grab anything from the
I
house.
feel bad about that.
Do you?
I feel bad about all the ant piles that we stepped on and
Are you kidding me? They bit the
destroyed.
shit out of us.
I know, but I grew up and realized that we have to share the planet.
Oh, okay. Well, I haven't done that since we were kids. Well, I mean, I may have poured some other stuff on them, but I haven't mixed any household food or chemicals like we did when we were children. But I'm just saying, it seems like the drugs that are being made are just like some sort of strange concoction,
Mhm.
and people don't know what's in it and they just take it. Like, Like if some random stranger just gives you a pill and you just pop a pill and you don't know
I
what the
mean,
hell it
they
is.
could be
I mean,
handed an elephant dung
oh,
and
and then they just pop the pill.
they would
Yeah.
be smoking it.
Yeah. It could
They're
be
just
somebody's uterus that's been crumbled up into a pill. I mean,
yeah.
not somebody, some
It could
woman's.
be fungus toenails.
Oh, yeah. So just not a good idea.
Bad idea. Bad decision. Don't do it.
Yeah. Don't pay for nasty stuff like that. That's going to kill you. Yeah. We sound old, but that's just the reality.
Mm.
Shit happens. It's terrible. We see it for sure.
In healthcare.
Yeah.
And when you've done that to yourself, it's next to impossible to help you beyond that point because it is like zombie land. The lights are on, but nobody is home.
Yeah. I don't know how you see that every day. Riley just made a noise.
Mm-hmm.
She works in the ER. So yeah, she
Yeah,
sees that
she gets it.
for short, brief periods when people are in there. That does remind me, be nice to your healthcare providers. Nobody wants to see an asshole come up in the ER and treat the medical staff ugly.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sure.
You know, working in the emergency room like Riley does, she never knows what she's going to get when she walks into work. It's Pandora's box. And so she could have a smooth shift. She could have a shift that feels like 30 shifts in one, but people are not coming there because they're doing their best.
Mhm.
They're in dire straits and a lot of times chronic pain. They're mean because they're hurting so badly or they're sick so much and they're ugly. And the ER staff doesn't get to see those patients days later when these issues have been resolved or at least helped. And the patient is saying, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. The same thing with the psych ward. Patients are not coming there because they're doing well. They're in dire straits, but I get to see them upon admission and then days later when they're apologizing and just not even the same person that got admitted. They're totally different people. And usually 9 times out of 10, when they leave us, they're much better than they came to us, much better condition, frame of mind, mindset.
Mhm.
But then you get the ones that have gotten a hold of the street weed and it's
Yeah.
all over for them.
Yeah. Well, or they're not themselves because they're taking illegal stuff and putting it in their bodies and yeah, and their brain is not right. So yeah, you're right. In a few
No
days.
amount of Zoloft, Wellbutrin, you know, haloperidol is going to fix the brain deadness caused by synthetic marijuana.
You need like a commercial. You could be on a commercial. Well, anyway, just be good to your healthcare providers. If you're in pain, that's one thing, and they'll get you all fixed up. But yeah, don't go up in there and be mean to them with intent. That's not nice. So, what else happened to you this week, Sissy?
Well, I want healthcare providers to pay attention to detail. So I had some blood work drawn the beginning of December and the results, the nurse called and said, everything looks good. Your iron is a little low. Do you want to wait to talk to the doctor from a checkup appointment that was scheduled for December the 30th? So I'm like, well, if nothing is like red flags, then there's no reason for me to have to see him before then. Well, I see him on the 30th and he tells me, he says, he's looking at my blood results and he said, you know how your car goes to E and then it goes below E? You're below E in your iron. So all of this could have been taken care of before the end of the year had I known that I was going to be a candidate once again for the iron infusions. And so now my deductible, it starts over. So I have to pay for these infusions out of pocket and it's expensive. And of course, everything is, like you said, timing. Are they going to approve it? Everything just takes time. Referrals sent here. Ooh, yeah. So hopefully this chronic fatigue that I have been plagued with, now that the bleeding has stopped, I'll get some good iron infusions, and that's going to put me back up into like the land of the living again.
Mm-hmm. Do you take iron pills every day?
My body doesn't absorb the iron.
Oh. And you're not like a huge meat eater, so you don't get it from.
No, but I eat beans and lentils. I love that. And I do eat meat, some meat, but I just don't crave it. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't need it to survive.
Right.
Maybe I do. Maybe I just need to get a cow.
You remember that time you did that kind of, I don't know what it was called, but it was a diet that was from the land,
From the earth,
from the earth. Okay.
food from the earth.
Yeah. And so I forget what I was making. You were coming into town and you tell me about him. I'm like, oh shit. So I made you a salad, but then you said you can't have any cheese. And then you said you can't have the salad dressing. So I made you a salad dressing from strawberries and oranges.
Mhm.
Yes, and you were just a happy little camper, but yeah, that was different. Anyway, you're always like you'll eat a lot. You definitely have a wide horizon when it comes to food, except you're just not a big meat eater.
Right.
Do you eat fish a lot?
I like shrimp boiled in crawfish seasoning and dipped in a sauce
It's very specific.
or like a garlic butter, you know?
Yes.
I love crawfish.
But, you can't get crawfish all the time. But in general, like, you're not a big fish eater. You don't eat meat. And what about chicken or pork?
I will eat some. I just don't eat a lot of it, and I
Yeah.
don't crave it. Like some people, I need a cheeseburger. Oh gosh, they're craving red meat. I need a steak. That has never happened to me.
Yeah, you're definitely more of a fruit and vegetable kind of a person.
Definitely. Hmm.
Yeah. I do like a steak. Hmm.
Yeah, and I like to take a bite of your steak.
I might share a bite, one bite.
I
Depends
also
on how
like
big it is.
lobster.
Oh, okay.
Can't afford it.
I'm not big on lobster.
Oh, it's so sweet.
Really?
Yeah, it's like the claw meat of a crab is
Uh-huh.
sweet, sweet meat. Do you
I
taste
like
that?
crab. I like crab meat.
Well, yeah, crab meat is great, but getting to it is a
Yeah, oh, yeah. I
beast.
don't.
And like you'll rip
I know.
the shell is so thick.
We did that one time. We did a crab boil, and I was like, "This is some shit, man. That wasn't fun." Just trying to get to it. I'm like, "Well, I'm bored of this." You just get such a little amount.
What about octopus?
Oh,
Calamari.
squid. I've had it, and I mean, I could take it or leave it. It's one of those things. It's kind of like alligator.
Hmm.
I mean, if somebody gets it for an appetizer and it looks and smells like it might be good, and I put it in my mouth, and then it's like a chewy concoction. It does not taste like chicken, but I'll eat a piece or two. But yeah, not really my thing. Those items. But I'm not a big fish person. I don't really
I'm
care for
very
fish.
funny about fish.
Yeah, if
Like
it's
catfish
steamed,
or, oh Lord, if it's got that fishy smell,
it,
like the smell inside of somebody's aquarium, no, it's not going in my face hole.
yeah. Or if it has a fishy taste. I hate when people say, "Well, it's fish," and I'm like, no, there is something foul, like a
Mhm.
fish foul.
Uh-huh.
There is a difference. I'm told that like
I am a member of your party.
a white fish is better. But I'm just never gonna order fish at a restaurant. It's not gonna be my go-to meal to cook at home, which I know it's healthy. I wish that I
And
had more of an
Sandy can
interest.
fry some good old catfish.
Well, I mean, Sandy can cook anything.
Yes, she can.
She can cook any of those items I just listed and make you want to eat them like
She
over and
steams
over
the
again.
artichoke and the leaves kind of pull back.
Yes, and she puts that
and that
garlic
dip,
or stuff down in
and
there.
then you just slide it off with your teeth on there. Ooh, and Sandy.
Yeah, she made us those big tomahawk steaks one time when we went, cooked it on her green egg.
Mm-hmm.
She's just a beast. If
She is amazing.
if I have anybody that I want to be like just physically, actively in their 80s and just living life, I want to be like Aunt Sandy.
Mentally.
Well, yeah, I would like to keep my mental faculties. Remember in episode 3 or 4 when you were talking about homicidal, like the
You
different.
heard it on one of them crime
No,
shows.
I didn't. But remember, I couldn't think of the word.
Yes.
It was harassment. Remember, I was like, it starts with
Harassment.
ass.
Harassment.
Yes, harassment. I'm like, why do people say that?
Well,
It's
like
harassment.
if we mess up real big on Riley is going to edit us. Okay. She's going to save face. These are on national television channels. Why are they not editing it to be pronounced
I don't know.
properly?
At least we think that's properly how it's supposed to be said. I don't know. But I did think of the word I wanted to tell you.
I am so glad it came to you.
I know.
And
So
that's what you
see,
got to do. Sometimes it don't come right away. It don't want to be found. It's played in hide and go seek. But later on at midnight, when you can't sleep and you're having insomnia, it'll come floating by. It's important that you reach out and grab it, stash it in your back pocket, and pull it out for a podcast later. So good job, sissy.
yeah, hopefully I won't have to say that word anymore on our podcast ever again. But yeah, I did want you to know what it was. So,
Well, I could say that when I come to your house, that I am being harassed and I'm under harassment. Ah,
by who shall I ask?
it's a four-legged creature with hair and blue eyes.
Is it my baby Opal?
Yes, my arch nemesis.
It's so unfortunate. She's so sweet and you just don't get to see it.
Yeah, just go ahead and tell everybody how Opal came into the fam.
Okay, so it's probably been a year and a half now, but
It feels like an eternity.
I was driving home from work one day on a Friday, and we were in 5 o'clock traffic on Highland Road, right in front of the Highland Road Observatory, which is like attached to a park, the Highland Road Park. And this road, Highland Road, does not have shoulders. I mean, it's a 2 lane. It kind of the terrain on both sides kind of changes as you drive through it. There's curves, there's hills. Well, right in front of the observatory, I see this little bitty fur ball. At first, I thought it was a little bunny that was, trying to cross the road. And then, of course, I realized it was a kitten whenever she walked and didn't hop. But I slam on my brakes, which you're not supposed to do to avoid hitting an animal. But I was like, oh my God. I mean, I pray that that kitten did not go past me and into the other oncoming lane. And see, I think back to how smart she was because even then, as they estimated she was only 5 weeks old, she darted back to the side of the observatory. And there was like a steep, like you have to drive into the parking lot. It's an elevated parking lot. So, like the little ditch, it's on the side that comes down to the road. It was a pretty steep ditch for a little 5 week old kitten to be, running around in. I just assumed somebody dropped her off there, which was horrible, but their loss was my gain. So anyway, I keep going down the road and I go turn around. And my sister-in-law was following me home that day. We had left at the same time. And so she was like 2 cars behind me. And I called her. I'm like, I almost just ran over a kitten. We need to go back. And so we both turn around. We go back to the Highland Road Observatory and we're going to look for this kitten, right? Um, and this lady is parked in the entry, but she sees us because at this point it starts to rain. So we're out there in the rain with umbrellas and we are looking for this kitten. And we are thinking that she wasn't by herself, that maybe there were other kittens around, but we never did find any other ones. But the lady that was there, she rolls down her window and she holds Opal up and she says, "Is this your kitten?" So anyway, she gets out the car. We go to meet her And I don't know where she was. I wish I could have asked her, how did she get to her so quickly? But anyway, she had stopped and gotten her and yeah, and rescued her. And she was going to take her to the LSU vet school. But she was like, "Is this your kitten?" I said, "No, but I almost just ran over her." So, I had come back and she says, "I'm going to take her to the vet school. I already have animals." And she says, "Did you want to take her?" And I was like, "Yes, I'm going to take her." So I brought her home. Poor baby. I didn't have anything to really put her in. And I mean, she was panicking, just a little tiny little thing. Um, she was panicky, and all I had was a bag. And it's one of those like grocery type bags with a zipper to keep food cold, but it's not sealed on the ends. So her little head could fit out, and her claws were so, kitten claws, they were so sharp. And so she was climbing, and I'm like in traffic trying to get home. And I mean, I probably was only like 15 minutes from home at that point, but trying to drive and keep her from getting out of this bag. Poor baby. But I talked to my sister in law and I said, she told me she would stop at the Rouses and get some kitty litter and getting food. And so she didn't take long. And when I had, gotten home and gotten her out, and I mean, she just was loving from the get go. So she seemed to be well taken care of. She was healthy weight. Um, she wasn't injured. Like she seemed to be well taken care of. So I don't know why somebody would have left her there, but
It seems like she crawled up underneath somebody's vehicle and they left to go to wherever and she fell out somewhere along the way.
I have no idea. That doesn't seem likely, but I think
It
my
happens
story
all the
seems more
time.
likely.
Oh, you think that she just got abandoned?
Yeah, that's what I think.
Okay.
But she's beautiful. I didn't know how beautiful she was until I held
Oh,
her.
she is
I
so
mean, I knew she was
beautiful.
light colored because I saw her, run across.
She's got an attitude. She's beautiful and she knows it.
She learned it from my daughter. I'm kidding. Um, yes, she's very protective of the household. And really, the crazy thing is that didn't start like I used to be able to take her to the vet and like pull her out of the little carrier, and we would just sit and waiting, and she'd sit on my like up in my neck, and she wouldn't hiss or growl or anything. Well, then probably about 4 months later or so, 5 months, we adopted another kitten. That is when situations started to go down with that. So it took about a month for us to acclimate the 2 of them. And kitten number 2 is Ivory, and we got her from a rescue in Texas. But, she had been raised, they got her when she was still bottle feeding, she was little bitty, and so she had been raised in a rescue with a bunch of different animals, so it doesn't phase her at all. But Opal, she was the only one, since she was 5 weeks old, and so anytime somebody comes in the house and there is a scent, particularly from other animals, people who have
Dogs, people like me.
yes, people like you who have dogs or even other cats. I mean, my sister in law has cats, she has both. So she smells them. And I mean, sometimes, of course, for you, you have like 8 dogs, right? You and Emily have like 8 dogs.
6 dogs right now.
Okay, 6 dogs. So there's a lot going on. I mean, I might as well take Opal to the vet because the scent wise, that's what she's smelling. Just all these random, unfamiliar
Mhm.
animals. Maybe just as time goes on and you're just here more, I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but she does not like it. She does not like it. So she hisses. But the funny thing is, she usually wants to be all up in your business. So it's like she needs to watch you and give you like these evil eyes.
Yes, yes, I am on the receiving end of all of that.
Mhm.
So I walk in the door. I've made it the 2-hour trek, arrived alive, and I'm greeted with, And I
It's a
keep my
warning.
distance from her, but she follows me around like she's my tracking device or something, like
Yeah.
she's reporting back to some secret agency. Even when I go take a bath over here, she just sits outside the bathtub staring at me with these serial killer eyes, beautiful eyes,
I was
but
about to say, don't you
still,
laugh.
still, they're killer eyes. I'm waiting. I mean, and she's hissing at me. I'm not even doing anything. I'm washing my hair, man. And I know that she was rescued, but I do believe that she is possessed and she perhaps got away from Stephen King at some point. But I'm just waiting for her to attack my face so I can be on the show I shouldn't have lived.
Wow. Now, she's not that bad.
Y'all didn't hear her when she was over here hissing and growling. She probably wore herself
It's a
out and now
warning.
she's, excuse me?
It is a warning. It's her way of warning you, don't get too close to me.
Well, I'm mourning the life that I had before I was followed around, harassment by a cat, hissing and wanting to eat my face off at my sister's house. Now, the other cat, Ivory, does not do that.
No, she does not.
No, but
But she's
Opal,
a little more
it's like
skittish.
Opal don't want you in her business, but she wants your business.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
All up in your business.
Yeah, she wants to follow you around. She does that to anybody who comes in the
And
house
then
that's
my sister wants
unfamiliar.
me to come over here and take my clothes off and put her clothes on. I'm not going to do it. If I have to get naked every time I come, that's just weird.
I don't
I'm
want
not
you
doing
to
it.
stay naked. I said change your clothes and put on my clothes so that you would smell like my household.
Yes,
And
I
maybe
think
that would
that's
help.
feeding into her
God, that just, I mean,
OCD-nism.
you're trying to tell my cat about OCD-nism.
I don't need to tell her about it. She already
I mean, is it so
displays
bad?
all the
Is it
behaviors.
so bad that I just want you to scrub your body and wash your hair with my stuff and then
Oh,
put on
that's
my
why you wanted
clothes?
me to wait to take a shower over here. Oh, I get it. So I tell her, I'm going to take a shower. I'm going to jump in the shower. She said, I also have a shower over here, sissy. I'm like, yeah, but
Well, because that's
now
always the
I
thing that you're
realize.
late. You're late, and then I always get this text. I'm just getting out of the shower, or I'm getting in the tub, or I'm getting out of the tub, or I still need to get in the tub. Some version of that. I'm like, why is the tub always involved? You can just come over here and bathe, and that way you'll arrive more timely. That's all I'm saying. But yes, here it would serve two purposes:
Mm-hmm.
time and opal. I don't even know if it would
Well,
work.
what is it called when you enable? It's called enabling. You're enabling her
She's not a
to
kid.
remain possessed. You're going to have to bring her to the cat psychiatrist.
I already
She's
have
got
that little
issues.
thing. See that little thing plugged into the wall? That's
Mhm.
supposed to help with,
Yeah, they
feistiness
got your
like that.
money.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, people say that it helps, but I'm not quite sure. This is only the second refill
Well,
I've got.
I'm reporting today because I'm still alive because Opal Sinclair has decided that my life must not be ended on this day. Well, the day isn't over. So hopefully I'll be able to record our next podcast if things don't get bloody over here.
Oh, goodness.
So y'all remember to follow, like, subscribe, share, and we can't wait to see you again. Toodaloo, darlings.
Bye. Have a good week.